All right, so now we are just on the way to start the session. Meanwhile, definitely people will keep joining us. So, good afternoon to all those who are present over here. It's so fantastic to see so many people again here with PsyConnect. I'm Nandini and I'm joined today by Dishari as we lead this session together.
Okay. Hello, Nandini and Dishari, and everyone who's present over here.
Hello, sir. A warm welcome to the insightful community of PsyConnect. I am Dishari. I'm honored to be the co-host for today's session. As Peter Ducker astutely observed, the most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. So today we delve into the fascinating realm of body language, a silent yet powerful form of communication that often speaks louder than words. Join us as we explore these nuances, uncovering how understanding body language can enhance both personal and professional relationships.
So, we are here to look into what's behind the body language, decoding truth, bias, and practical applications. And we are honored to have a very special guest, Mr. Gaurav Gill, sir, with us, joining us for this session. So, before we move ahead, sir, would you like to say something to our participants, to our audience?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to first of all thank PsyConnect for organizing this stellar podcast. Also, to everyone who's participating, I would say that if you're here, it'll be nice if you can turn on your cameras so that we can do real time evaluation. You can also see me, I can also see you, and I can also give feedback in real time if I can see you. Okay, and we'll talk a lot about psychology, brain, human behavior, and a lot more. So, thank you for having me over. I look forward to an insightful discussion and exchange of thoughts.
Thank you, sir, for your work. Now, introducing you all to our speaker, our guest, Mr. Gaurav Gill.
One second, Dishari, one second.
Sorry.
One second. I think there is some echo from someone's background. Till Dishari is giving sir your introduction. Is it somehow possible if you can mute your side? Maybe because of that we are getting late. Yeah, Dishari, you can go for it.
Thank you so much, Nandini. So, now introducing you all to our speaker. Our guest, Mr. Gaurav Gill, works as a consultant psychologist at the Monobel Foundation, which operates in the domain of anti human trafficking. Formerly, he served as a consultant psychologist and body language expert for the Delhi Police Crime Branch Anti Human Trafficking Unit AHTU and local police.
Indeed, Dishari. Mr. Gill's extensive experience includes consulting for the Delhi Police Crime Branch and the Special Police Unit for Women and Children, where he has provided critical insights into non-verbal communication and psychological assessment. His expertise has been instrumental in training personnel at esteemed institutions such as the RBVRR Telangana Police Academy, the Northeast Police Academy in Shillong, and the Police Training School in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. Through these engagements, Mr. Gill has contributed significantly to enhancing the interpretive skills of law enforcement officers across various regions.
Yes, and he has been consulted by the Child Welfare Committee CWC on cases involving children in need of care and protection. Furthermore, Mr. Gill has trained officers from CISF, RPF, GRP, and the crime branch on body language and identifying red flags of potential perpetrators. His extensive knowledge and experience make him the perfect guest for today's session.
So let's give a very warm welcome to our guest and get ready to uncover the secrets that even lie beyond the surface of human behavior. Please join me in welcoming Sir with your favorite emojis here. Thank you so much, everyone. Sir, you are on mute.
The class is body language, though I was expecting you'll understand me on mute also. But okay, it's a new way of expressing appreciation through emojis. So yeah, okay, good. I'm glad. Thank you for the warm and kind welcome.
Okay, so now that we have set this stage, it's time to get everyone involved. Let's kick off our session with a fun icebreaker activity to help us break the
Sure.
All right. So we are going to have a very short of icebreaker activity, and the name is called Two Truths and a Lie. So it's basically very simple. I'll be showing you a small video clip, and into that, some people will come one by one and they will share three statements. You all have to guess which among them three is the lie. Quite simple. Before starting, I would request if those who are comfortable can turn on their cameras. It would be fun, guys. You can do so. Can someone confirm? Vishali, can you confirm if my screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Let's play a game. This game is a lying game. Most of us think we are great at spotting lies, so I wanted to put your skills to the test. I'm about to show you a video of one of our amazing YouTube fans telling us two truths and one lie. So you will hear this person tell you three statements. I want you to guess which one is false. Are you ready? Let's play.
I am a classically trained singer. I have two dogs, Rocky and Bullwinkle, and I am the youngest of three children.
What did you guess? Let's hear from them which statement was the lie.
Before going ahead, now it's the time for the participants to have a guess. Among the three statements that the women was speaking about, can any of you guess which one of them was a lie? Anyone? Okay, Dishari, let's we kick off this session only. So, can you guess which one of them was a lie? Again?
Maybe the second one.
Okay, let's ask our expert as well. Sir, would you like to correct Dishari?
Okay, I want to see it again. The volume was too less. If you could play it again
Yeah,
for
sure,
everyone.
sure.
Okay.
Let's play.
I am a classically trained singer. I have two dogs, Rocky and Bullwinkle, and I am the youngest of three children.
What did you guess?
Was it clear now?
It was clear enough. It looked all the same. Yeah, it's a hard one.
It's also saying true.
I'm saying it looks all the same. It's a hard one. But I think she said I have two dogs and I'm a trained singer. And what was the third sentence? I'm the youngest.
Yeah,
I'm the youngest of.
I think three childs.
I'm the youngest of three child. Okay. Probably I don't know.
The third one.
Third.
All right. So, do you want us to reveal the answers as well, or should we go with the next video?
Replay this one again
All right.
and put it on full screen.
Okay.
Telling us two truths and one lie. So you will hear this person tell you three statements. I want you to guess which one is false. Are you ready? Let's play.
I am a classically trained singer. I have two dogs, Rocky and Bullwinkle, and I am the youngest of three children.
What did you guess?
It could be a third one. I am the youngest of three children.
Well, definitely it was, sir. It actually was the third one. We have already seen the video, so we know the answer as well. A big clap for
Okay.
our expert, please.
Okay, thank you. I thought that she was looking hard in the third one, and the statement also. I am the youngest of three children. Three children is very ambiguous.
Mhm.
I'm the youngest of my three, the other two brothers or sisters or siblings. I'm the youngest of the siblings. The statement, no, that just helped.
Uh-huh. Thank you so much, sir. So now, after this activity, we are moving ahead with something else.
So I'm gonna get a gift.
Uh, for now, we just have our expressions to show you, sir. I hope you get a
Okay,
lot of
thank
many
you.
cases to decode as well.
Thank you. That is a wise suggestion. Thank you. Yes, please go ahead. Show if you have anything further.
Yeah, we are going ahead with the questions now.
Sure.
Yeah, Nishadi, you can now go ahead.
Okay. So, without a shadow of doubt, Nandini, it's time to peel back the layers of the body language and delve into the perception. Mr. Gaurav Gill said that
Uh, Nishadi, please come near to the camera, then speak.
am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, without a shadow of a doubt, now we are beginning to peel back the layers of the body language and delve into the art of detection. And now, as we have our distinguished guest, Mr. Gaurav Gill, to shed some light on these intricate gradations.
All right. Let's invite our all the listeners to participate actively. Please feel free to share your thoughts, questions, or insights, whatever you have, on this captivating topic. And together, let's uncover the unspoken elements that shape our communications. Okay, so now, sir, we have a game for you. This was just a
Okay.
icebreaker activity for the participants, and now is the time to have a game for you.
Okay. Sure.
You to just put yourself on mute that I'm audible clearly to you, if that's possible.
The audio is breaking in and out. Um,
Sir, am I audible now?
yeah.
Just please put yourself on mute so that I can clearly explain you the game. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So, sir, we are now about to embark on a very fun and insightful game, which is called Green Flag or Red Flag. So basically, your task here is to determine whether the non-verbal cues in each situation are a green flag, that is, it is indicating a positive, healthy behavior, or a red flag, which is suggesting negative, unhealthy behavior. So please share reasons behind why you are putting up any comment on is it red or green, and after reading the body language scenario, okay? So we are going to share scenarios with you and ask you a question after presenting the scenario before you. Let's go, Nandini.
So, here we are with the first scenario. Imagine during a job interview, a candidate maintains a steady eye contact, nods occasionally, leans slightly forward when speaking. So the question here is, would you consider this as a green flag or a red flag in terms of engagement and confidence?
I am also leaning forward. I'm trying hard to hear, so I'll include that. The other thing is leaning forward is a sign of interest. That is one. Also, the other thing is you said that he's leaning forward and maintaining a steady eye contact. So, in an interview, steady eye contact is good, but then there is a cultural nuance to it. That what is the culture of that place? So, but otherwise, it is also considered as a sign of confidence. If the person is able to make a steady eye contact, it's a green flag. So, steady eye contact and leaning forward is a good sign, green flag. Okay, am I on mute?
No, no,
No,
yeah,
no.
you are audible, sir. All right, thank you so much. Now here comes the second scenario by Dishari.
Yeah.
The manager here frequently crosses their arms, avoids eye contact, and taps their foot during the meeting. Does this nonverbal behavior signal a red flag or a green flag in leadership communication?
That's red. Of course, I'll talk a lot more about it, but right now, as a perception, it can be taken as red.
Okay, in brief, if you could give the region, because we I hope all of our audience are also knowing to get the region in brief. Definitely, we will discuss later in detail.
Okay, the reason is that otherwise, see, people think that the person is not making an eye contact, they think the person is not confident. It could be, okay, wait, can both of you tell me what did you have in lunch yesterday?
Yes, I can.
What about you, Tishari? What did you have in breakfast day before?
Oh, that's tough, but I think paratha.
Okay, whatever you tell me, I would believe because I don't know what you had or Nandini had. But that's the answer to your question. Both of you broke an eye contact and both of you looked at your top left. But that doesn't mean you're lying, but you're just recalling. But breaking an eye contact. So, breaking an eye contact can mean multiple things. But usually it is perceived as the person is not being truthful or honest. So, that is not considered as a good sign. And crossing the arms, they think that the person is trying to block, but that's a myth and just a notion that of course I'll take it up later on. But otherwise the person can also be feeling cold because of the air conditioner, so they can also lock their arms. And the foot tapping or the foot jiggling is also considered that the person is just restless, but again that is another myth that I would take it on more in detail later when you say.
Sure, sir. Now comes the last scenario, which is based on the recent case of Archikar Medical College. I think the Shari would be able to explain this in much detail since she also belongs to that culture or some that place. So she has that emotion as well. The
So we got a lot of calls regarding, we took a lot of trials in trying to bring out a serious result out of that, but unfortunately, we are still struggling on it. The In the Arjikar Medical College case, we know about Shonjoy Roy, the who was supposed to be, victimized, but he maintained his innocence. So, if you were analyzing his body language in all the news clips that you have seen or any interview whatsoever, during his statement, would you raise a green flag in indicating credibility or a red flag suggesting a potential deception?
Okay, I couldn't see any of his interviews that he gave in public media. And if you have any with you, I'd be happy to decode. Um, but I know a few of the investigators who took his interview, and they said that when he had spoken, as in when he had attacked the girl, the doctor, and he thought that the doctor had given her, this guy, the consent, Sanjay Roy, but she never gave him the consent. So as per him, it was not rape because he thought that she had given him consent, and he came out to be deceptive also in the forensic psychological test. So, but if I get to see, then only can I comment. I've not seen any of his videos or interviews in public domain. Have you seen any?
Yes, we have.
If you
And
have any, then you can
and
give.
sir, I would also like to put an addition, like there was some viral videos about the principal of the uh
The college.
about him.
Okay, see, it'll be nice if you could play something, then I can tell you in real time the what is it I see over here. Because that way is you can be able to, and so will the others be able to see it in real time. The what is it that we're seeing?
For
Otherwise,
now, we don't have the video, but definitely we will try to include in
yeah,
at the last. Till now, we'll
yeah,
be searching.
yeah. I'd mentioned that everybody has a baseline. Like for blood pressure, there is 110, 70, 120, 80. Similarly, everybody has their own way of behaving, whether it be you, whether it be me, or whether it be our parents or anybody in the family, when they are relaxed. But when somebody puts them in stress, the deviation is different for everyone. Some people shout when they're angry, and some people go quiet when they're angry. So, one rule doesn't apply to everyone. You need to understand their behavior to decode the pattern. So, A is not always equal to B. There can be multiple reasons why somebody is doing that. So, you need to understand that. So yeah, and there are culture that needs to be taken into account. There's a context of the situation that needs to be taken into account. The timing of the gesture, the cluster of behaviors, as in multiple indicators come when somebody is stressed. So it can be seen. Like right now, Nandini, your hand movement is hardly happening. But Disha's hand movement is happening. Dishari's hand movement is happening. Right? So, but the expression is happening for both of you, but the expression is different. Right? Even the rate of head nod is different for both of you. So it's different. I start talking to you more, I'll start mapping you. And then I'll see how different you behave when I put you through a stress question. Those are called SPQs, stress provoking questions.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you so much for this insightful analysis of yours. Now we will shift our gears and delve into our next segment. Sorry, one second. Sir, I would just request if the Charis is speaking, I think there is some network issue. Please turn off your mic. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, and sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, so as we are now stepping into the heart of today's discussion, like actually for what we are here today, let's probe deeper into the art of deciphering the intricate lexicons of non-verbal communication.
Certainly, Dishari. And to enrich our discussion, we have curated a set of questions designed to explore the complexities of body language. So, sir, we are just eagerly anticipate your insights as we present to you our spirit of inquiry. Going ahead with first part is about debunking the myths and misconceptions. So, first question is let's first address some of the misconceptions, the common ones about body language, or what are some widely held beliefs that science actually contradicts.
Okay, I'll ask you. You tell me what do you think this is the meaning of it, and and then you tell me, and then I'll debunk it if I think it is not right. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So the first one was what we read, the folding of hands. What do you think this means? And anybody in the participants, it'd be
Yes,
nice to
please.
hear
I would
your.
again request if any of you want to answer sir's question, you know your answer is relevant, you can please unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah. So this one is the first one. What do you think it means?
I take it in two ways. First, if someone is listening to other person very patiently, or the other, he is not showing his interest at all.
Okay. Okay.
Can you
Thank you.
also say that it is a sign of gallant or bravery? As we have seen Swami Vivekananda be in that pose quite often. Like we have seen his picture in that.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you. Anybody else who'd like to add? Hands folded on the chest. You can always write a message also. Power. Okay. Means power. Yeah. A lot of CEOs stand like this with their hands folded like this. And imagine your parents standing like this after seeing your school report card. What does that mean? Not very happy. Right? You know the. So this could mean a lot of things. If you see a cop standing like this, you know a challan is coming your way. right? License दिखाओ. Similarly, I've seen a poster of Akash Medical Institute. Students are sitting like this, smiling. They've cracked NEET and GE, so they're very happy. And I can put a cop, I can put students, I can put parents, anybody. The meaning changes. It's not just the hands, it's the whole body that you look at when you're trying to decipher the meaning of it. Right? The context of it changes, but I'd like to change it a little. Are the hands folded over here on your abdomen, or are they folded close to your diaphragm, tightly over here? This is called boa constrictor. Boa is a snake which coils around a human being and then snuffs the life out, kills. That's how it kills. So when somebody is really stressed, they'll coil their hands like this, closer to upper diaphragm, and then they'll breathe very hard. That's called boa constrictor, but otherwise I can just fold my hands because I'm feeling cold. So it can mean nothing, or it could mean an array of things. That's the first one. Okay. Second one, not making an eye contact is lying. That's what parents tell. No, I'll get to know when you're lying. You're not making eye contact. I know. That's what the dads tell, especially. You're not making an eye contact. I know you're lying. Anything else when somebody's not making an eye contact?
Being shy can also be a reason.
They can be shy, yeah. They can be shy. Or
Sometimes it happens with me. It's very common for me for not making eye contact with anyone, but I feel it does not proves whether I'm shy or I'm fearing with that person because all the things are normal. Still, sometimes I'm not doing so.
okay, all right. Then that will go in your baseline. That's a part of how you are, right? And not making an eye contact. That is the first thing that a lot of cops think. Not making an eye contact is lying. This is not just India, this is New Zealand also, in other countries also. Not making an eye contact, this person is lying. But I'll reverse it, and there's a research by Mike Ruggiero and says that too much of an eye contact, that is the time when person can be potentially lying in a high stakes situation. Because they want to watch you, that are you paying attention to what am I saying? So this video that he showed me, I know that was Vanessa Van Edwards, how to spot a liar, that he showed in the first video. When she said third time, I am the youngest of 3 siblings, so she kept looking. So I knew she is making a lot of eye contact. That is to see, are you believing me? So the contrary is too much of eye contact is called threat tracking. Or a college romancer. You want to romance someone, make a steady eye contact. Or are you a serial killer? Keep looking into the eyes of the other person. The person thinks, oh, I am a special one. You're not the special one. You are the special target. So too much of an eye contact is a problem. And of course, there's an element of culture also. This is the second misconception. Okay. What do you think about hands in the pocket? Salman Khan.
Being anxious.
Okay. Being anxious, Dishari says.
Yeah, maybe because they do not want to open themselves, so they are as much as they can limiting their body.
Okay, not talking about any college professor in particular, but there are 2 professors in your college. One professor is always standing behind a podium. Now don't think which one. And the second one is the one who's going out and talking to the rest of the class and saying, what do you think? Which one do you think is more confident? This is for everyone.
Easy question. I think people can answer this.
The second one. Okay. So that's the answer to the hands in the pocket. So hands in the pocket is similar to standing behind a dais or a lectern. When you feel stressed, you will hide your hands. My hands at the back, and you call me to meet. You don't know if I'm holding a weapon or if I'm holding something. That is why hands in the pocket is not a good sign. People think this person is very casual or confident. No. Your thumbs should be visible. If the thumbs are visible, that is when a person is considered confident. They are not considered confident if the hands have disappeared or thumbs are not visible. So that's the third myth, wherein people put their hands in pocket and consider themselves to be cool. Or it's like the professor who's standing behind the dais. Okay. You want me
Right.
to?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're talking about the cultural dependency of some of the body languages that we try to process.
Yeah.
So, considering the cultural differences, how
Hmm.
universal is body language in interpreting emotions or intentions or behavior of any individual?
Okay. So I'll not name the country. There is a neighboring country that we have, and there was a woman legislator who won elections. So she comes to their elected body, and a lot of males are there. So she also comes and she talks to the chairperson and says, "Sir, आप मेरी बात भी सुनो. Why aren't you listening to me? Make an eye contact with me." And the chairperson says, "I don't make an eye contact with women." So she said, "Why did I win elections? You can't make an eye contact with women." He says, "This is against our culture. We can't do that." And everybody starts laughing in their congressional body. Now, culture. Making too much of an eye contact was considered to be rude or improper. And even over here, then 7 to 8 seconds of eye contact is okay, depending how close your family member is. Um, my question to you is: have you seen male members, your dad, your brother, your friends doing this,
Yes,
irrespective of the
definitely.
beard?
I can do so.
When do they do this? Have you noticed? When do they do
Yeah,
this?
maybe that shows their, they think it shows their masculinity.
Okay. And nobody's noticed.
Maybe when
Males.
they're thinking or trying to hide something.
Sir, you're on mute.
Maybe they are thinking or trying to hide something, or try to guard their inner self in some way.
Okay, thank you. Now, what has happened? You have frozen, and then you're speaking. So I was wondering who's speaking because you're frozen. But okay, it is you who's speaking. That's right. So if the males touch their face hard, okay, they touch their face, they are stressed. But there has to be a question that has to be asked from them, and they start touching their face. This is especially for males. They are stressed. Now let's bring in the cultural component. I was training one of the state police forces, and it was in Punjab. So when I was training them, they said, "Are you're talking about this, but in Punjab, everybody is doing this all the time. They're twirling their mustache, their beard all the time." So that's the cultural context. So before you go ahead and judge, you need to take the cultural nuance into picture. Whether it be that lady who won elections and the leader could not make an eye contact, or whether it be in Punjab, wherein this is a cultural thing, so you have to be sure that this person is not stressed. Is just doing it out of the cultural element. So you have to take into account before you go ahead and draw a conclusion, because it is said that you should be curious, but you should not be judgmental.
True. I'm just agreeing completely with this last sentence, sir. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Hi.
Yeah.
So, sir, I there is a myth, or there are some circulations in social media from Social Media University, that sometimes it is seen that when male people are interested in someone, they touch their face or their beard to show. I mean, that is an unconscious expression that occurs. Is that true?
Sir,
Sir, you're
please unmute.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So it's not just one factor that determines that this is happening. There are cluster of factors to show somebody is interested. So my first question to you all is: if you're sitting in a class and some of you are students, and if there is a professor who's taking a lecture or a class, have you seen other students like getting tilted at times?
Oh, yes.
Have you wondered why?
Not actually, but yeah, not actually.
Okay, my next question to you is: do you have a puppy at home? Anybody? Do you have a dog at home? Anybody has a dog at home? Drishti has a dog at home. Okay. So this question is: if you go to home and the dog looks at you with a tilted neck, what does that mean? You can write it in the chat. If you know what that means, that the dog's neck is tilted, because it means the same.
Did anything about paying attention or putting extra focus into understanding the cues?
Excellent. Good, Dishari. What happened to your video? It looks like audio is coming from somewhere else.
Am I visible now?
No, you're not.
No, 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 no.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. You can work on it. Okay, so what Dishari said was right. When you pay extra attention or when you're interested, that happens with the dog also, that happens with the humans also. So when the professor is very interesting or is saying something very fascinating, then the neck will get tilted. And similar thing will happen with the dog. You have your hands at the back, you enter and the dog sees you like this, you'll wonder if you have a bone or something interesting for him. Similarly, if you go to a child or an infant, the child also tilts their neck when they see their mother or father or with interest. And also, when you go to a dinner date, two people usually sit around the candlelight dinner with their necks tilted. That's a sign of interest. So, Dishari, going to what you said, neck tilt is one. Grooming, beard, hair, shirt, watch, these are all part of preening or grooming gestures. That is a way birds also attract other birds, and that is the way the humans also attract. There are multiple signals: grooming, or neck tilt, or leaning forward, removing the obstacles. They're all good signs of the other person's interest.
Thank you so much, sir. That's really interesting.
Most Okay, Drishti, that's right. Mirror neurons. So, thank you, Kanaya. Mirror neurons is the right answer. So, because of mirror neurons, you start mimicking the behavior, and there was Albert Bandura's experiment also done for Bobodol experiment. So, whatever body language that the parents adapt or the words that they use, children start mirroring it, and that's called isopraxism. And other than that, they also start using the same language that the parents are using. That's called verbal mirroring. So whatever that you do or whatever words that you say, they will blindly copy because they can't process. They don't have frontal lobe developed as an adult, and they will blindly mirror. So you have to be very careful the kind of words that you use or the kind of exposure that you give, because they're going to reference. Wait.
Yes, please.
Malcolm Gladwell, and he wrote a book called Blink. And then I'll tell you what my daughter did. This is the power of thinking without thinking. Okay. The power of thinking without thinking, and this is called thin slicing of judgment. Thin slicing of judgment in psychology. So Malcolm Gladwell says when you look at someone and you close your eyes and then again you look at someone, you've already formed an opinion. Do you agree? Then how many times when you've looked at someone and then you've come back and thought to yourself, oh, I was right or I was wrong? Anybody would like to share that the first impressions that they formed about someone just turned out to be right later on? Anybody? That you looked at your neighbors, your friends, your college classmates or professors or working colleagues or peers, whatever opinion you formed, you just turned out to be right or wrong later on. I'm sure you do form an opinion about people everywhere that you go or meet. Muskan, Arpita, Shubham, Drishti, Kanaya, anybody can share. You don't form an opinion about people when you meet? Sometimes right, sometimes wrong. Yeah, it's a mix of it. Barbara and Alan Peace, I'm going to write their names also. Tell me if you know the answer to this one, and then I will quote, and then again I'll bring you back to what my daughter saying that Barbara and Alan P said there is a difference in the male and the female brain when it comes to reading someone's behavior. So, whom do you think is better? Is it the male brain or is it the female brain when trying to read the other person's behavior? Who is quicker or better? And there is a clear answer.
I don't know the answer scientifically accurate. Is it accurate or not? But I guess females because they are so quick at forming their opinions.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, all right. Thank you, Nandini. Well, the answer is females. It is the female brain. Barbara and Alan Pease quoted a research wherein there are only 4 to 5 areas in the brain dedicated for a male to read a behavior. But in a female, there are 14 to 16 areas in the brain which are dedicated only to evaluate the other person's behavior. So they are quicker, faster, and sometimes more accurate than males to read a person's behavior. This is more of research, not my personal opinion. And the other thing is the corpus callosum between the left and the right hemisphere, the bridge, the corpus callosum is thicker and has more connections in a female or in a girl or a woman than in a male. So the processing of information between both the brains and joining the dots is way more quicker than in a girl than in a boy. So boys are not able to evaluate that quickly, which a girl would do otherwise. Just quoting data, not being biased. Bringing it back to my daughter. So the first picture that I showed her day before was of Veerappan, the famous dacoit. So when I showed her the picture of dacoit, and you have to remember she's in first standard. So the first thing that she told me, he looks like a kidnapper. I said, how do you say that? She said, I don't know, but he is a kidnapper. The second image that I showed her was Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar is a motivational speaker. She told me this looks like a kind man. Okay. Third image I showed her was of myself and another sub-inspector way back, like 9-10 years ago. And we were sitting in a police station with no boards in the back, nothing, and we were doing some interrogation. So she looked at it and she said, they look like cops. So I said, that is me. Look at carefully. That is me. So she said, I don't know, but I thought this is police. And the fourth picture that she saw, I showed her a nice picture of Ted Bundy. He was sitting. So I asked her, for those of you who do not know, Ted Bundy is an infamous serial killer who killed 30 women and chopped their heads off. So I showed her the picture of Ted Bundy. She looked at him and she told me he's a liar. That's all I can tell you. So all khata, 3-4 seconds, she could look at the picture and tell me this: kidnapper, nice person, cops, and a liar. So I don't know how she can do it at the age of 7 years. I really don't know what comes to her brain. How is she able to process it? This is beyond me, but this is what she could do, since you asked about my daughter. And but she's a natural. She didn't have to learn it. She's born with it, is what I can tell you. So yeah, that's your answer. And she does what Malcolm Gladwell says: the power of thinking without thinking.
Okay, sir. So that is really interesting to know. And now we have a different section to cover. How can couples enhance their communication by being more aware of each other's non-verbal signals?
Okay, without getting into couples, let's start from your own family. Think of your own families, Nandini and Dishari. Tell me, how do you get to know that your parents are angry or they're happy? Can you see the difference in the behavior of both? Your father could be angry a different way, your mother could be angry a different way. Can you recall and tell me, how does your father get angry or how does your mother get happy? Whichever ways that you'd like to answer.
They usually do not involve in conversation as frequent as they used to when they are normal. They both are just busy randomly in their own works, not even cooperating with each other in daily lives. So these are some cues.
Maybe sometimes they try to avoid communication and blaming each other.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you. So, when you're living in a family, there is a subculture. Subculture is a culture that operates for all three, all two, all four of you, which only these three, four people understand. If this person is doing this, that is what it means. There is an understanding. And if you understand the non-verbals of your partner, you know that something's not right. Let's take you back to the Oscar performance of Will Smith. Do you remember that when Will Smith and his wife, Jada Pink Smith, and she was there, and the presenter, Chris Rock, he ended up cracking a joke. Do you know that instance?
Not actually. I think Drishti knows.
Drishti, you knows? Oh, you know. Okay, Harshit also knows. Okay, great. So when he cracks a joke on Will Smith's wife, Will Smith is laughing. He is very happy. He's just taking it as a joke. But when he looks at his wife does a eye roll. He knows that she's not happy. So he says, "Oh goodness, I've laughed and she's not happy. This is not going well for me." So he decides to get up, go onto the stage of Oscar and slap hard the presenter. He tightly slaps Chris Rock, and and that becomes a bigger news than Oscar performance or Oscar awards, because he slapped because his wife gave him a non-verbal cue. I am not happy. What nonsense? He's cracking a joke on me. So if you know your partner's non-verbal cues, it helps you in understanding the unspoken. And lot of emotions are unspoken. I'll start from here. This is what I tell everyone. We think we know our parents, we think we know our families, we do not. Because whatever we know of our parents and families is what they've told us. Nobody goes and investigates them, and you should not also. That's also a thing. But you believe what they tell you. When I was growing up, I was very hardworking. When I was growing up, I used to go 5 kilometers. You believe, right? And that story becomes your story. And you believe that. So it's run on that. But if you do not know them, then it's very difficult to know somebody else. You have to read between the lines. And that is why you need non-verbal cues. I'll tell you, my wife and I, we were coming back from a travel. She was talking to me, and in the middle of it, I took out my phone to check a message. So she started doing this. She started doing that to her ear, and I immediately put the phone back. I knew she's not happy with my phone. So that day I thought, okay, I need to do a training on partners and couples also, because that's how you get to know your partner is getting angry. There's about to be an explosion. So these are precursors or red flags to a possible confrontation that can happen between partners. So it can help you knowing if things are going well or things are not going well. Oh, I'd like to add one thing to another myth. For everybody who's smiling at you, are they happy?
Sometimes we assume they are, but sometimes we think they are making joke of us or something.
Yeah.
So then they are looking at us critically.
Okay. Okay. All right. How do you know if somebody is genuinely smiling at you? How do you know? Anybody?
I think there is something called when you actually smile, there are some wrinkles here, and if you pretend it is not. I mean, I've seen that somewhere.
Okay, that's good, Dishari. That's right. Which Dishari said, the corner of the eyes, they get wrinkled. Okay, that's called orbicularis oculi, or in layman's language, crow's feet, because it looks like crow's feet here at the corner. 3-4 lines, they get wrinkled, and it takes a build-up of 3 to 4 seconds. I'd like to mention there are 19 types of smiles, 19, but only 6 are for happiness. There are smiles of fear, there are smiles of anger, smiles of contempt. So not everybody who's smiling at you is happy. Sometimes they're just acknowledging to see you. Okay, fine. You enter an airline, welcome to Indigo Airlines. Are they really happy to see you? No, they don't care. You come or not, it doesn't make a difference to us. Welcome to Cafe Coffee Day, welcome to Starbucks. Who's happy to see you? Nobody. It's a part of their job. Welcome. Yeah. Yeah.
Possibly
So,
at that point, they are the most unhappiest one to attend. Like, as we get so many newspapers
yeah.
of that now.
Yeah.
Sir, I wanted to add a question to it. Now, as you were talking
Sure.
about the rolling of an eye, so is rolling of an eye limited to culture? Like, isn't it a little more inclined to Western?
Okay. Okay. See, as I said, one gesture does not mean one particular thing. It has multiple meanings. So there are times when I ask somebody to, can you recall a time when you met with an accident for the first time? The eye goes like, first time. So the eye takes a whole role. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you are disagreeing. It means you're trying to find through the different cabinets of memory. When did I meet with an accident? And that is called transderivational search. It's like you're finding a tiger video on your computer and you write tiger through this PC and it goes through C drive, D drive, E drive. Similarly, I is going like that slowly, not fast. That talks of you trying to remember something from your memory. Have I studied this? Have I heard about this? So it goes through your memory like that. So these are involuntary actions. Nobody thinks about it. They just happen.
Okay, thank you, sir. So now we have a little question from one of the participants,
Okay.
Maya Tiwari. She had put up a question which is related to the educational field. She says that what non-verbal communication strategies can improve collaboration between teachers and counselors for student development?
See, it's very difficult for a teacher to observe 40, 50 students until and unless there is a deviation in a particular child, or the parent comes up and says, there's a problem with my child. She might notice, but all 40, 50 is too big a number. But if you notice few things about a child, then it will help you in identifying, okay, this child needs more attention. And then you can flag them to a counselor also. But if you can't identify it yourself, you can't put it to other counselor as well. So things like, when you ask a child, are you doing all right? And the child says, yeah, I am doing okay. Why are you asking this? So responding to a question with a question, okay? Or when you ask a question, the eye blink rate increases. There should be a checklist of things that the teacher and the counselor should also know, that this is causing stress. My question to you, to both Dishari and Nandini: how many times does the heart beat in a minute? Or to everyone? If you know the answer, the heartbeat will be fine. If not, then it will increase. Then you can try calculating by counting your own pulse. Okay. 60 to 80. You were about to say that?
My heartbeat got increased. Any explanation for this?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. When something causes you stress, thank you for sharing, Nandini. Something causes you stress, and you want to work it out, then the heartbeat increases. This stress could be general stress, or the second is incriminating stress. Incriminating stress is deceptive stress, which can get me caught. But the cops can't distinguish between general stress or incriminating stress. I can be stressed because of anything, but the heartbeat immediately increases because of sympathetic nervous system. It triggers your heart, and the tachycardia goes up. The heart rate increases, right? And but for some people, the heart rate is very slow, which is called bradykinesia. So the heart is very slow. So in anxiety, the heart rate goes up. Now my next question: how many times do we blink in a minute? Okay, two things that I just saw, Nandini. One was lip compression, and second was the lips went down. I don't know. Okay, that's called a horseshoe mouth. Don't turn off the camera. What we can read in real time, there is so much of information coming in that every second your brain can see something. Every second. Now, the number of times I blink in a minute is 12 to 20 when you're not stressed and when you relax, sitting at home, having a cup of tea, coffee, something. But if I cause you stress and I give you something very difficult to answer, this eye blink rate can either go high through the roof, or the second is you'll not blink at all and you keep looking at me. So that also can happen, but two ways, but otherwise it goes through the roof. You talk to a child in the school and you say, is there any problem at home? And let's say a child is experiencing, you'll see a quick eye flutter. That is because of cognitive load that the child is experiencing. You'd like to ask more. Still staying on your question of teachers and counselors. Lip compression. When you feel stress, when the lips disappear, the stress is near. Okay, the blood recedes from your mouth, goes away towards your peripheries, and the students will have a lot of stomachache in anxiety. Have you experienced stomachache right before your exams? Has anyone ever experienced stomachache, all of a sudden going to motions again and again, or vomiting, that sensation of vomiting before exams, which is called psychogenic vomiting? These are all signs of pre-exam anxiety, which is harmless, but that happens because these areas get affected. I'd like to give an example of my own daughter. When she was 5 years old, and she was coughing from 6-7 months. We gave her all antibiotics. Doctor gave her antihistamines, everything, but the cough was not getting treated. So one day we met another new pediatrician, and he said that how about giving her antacid syrup, which is for acidity. I said she's just 5 years old. For acidity, they said let's give her antacid syrup. Let's see how it works. By talking to her, and within 2 weeks, the coughing stopped with acidity syrup. And that is when I learned that my daughter was having anxiety, and that anxiety was treated with pantocid syrup because in too much of stress, there is an acid reflux, and that acid reflux was causing her cough. So like this, there are so many things that can happen. Too much of anxiety can also cause eczema, skin problems with children. When children are not able to see this or able to talk about it, you can see eczema, you can see constant cough, you can see stomach ache. There are so many non-verbal indicators that you can see that the teachers and counselors can make a good use of.
Thank you so much, sir. I think Nandini can take it.
I now, after knowing about so many questions regarding several aspects of life, now we are moving towards knowing the body language in our practical applications in daily life. So, like on a more personal note, how can individuals use body language to appear more confident and genuine?
Okay. Have you seen a lot of Indian and American leaders or the Western leaders do this?
Yes,
Does
especially
anybody know them? Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yes. Elon Musk, they do this. A lot of it. Even Indian leaders do that. They talk like this. What does that mean? Does anybody know?
Trying to concentrate, to get
Calm, being calm or composed, it is a way of holding themselves to that situation.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to write a name in the chat. Professor Amy Cuddy from Harvard University, professor of social psychology, and she gave a theory of power poses. I'm writing in the chat. Those who would like to take it can take it from there. Power poses. So when you stand like this, or when you're sitting like this, even the news anchors, they are also talking like this. Okay. This is called steeple. Steeple. When you do this for 2 minutes, chin up, looking at yourself in the mirror, then the testosterone levels will go up, which is for your confidence and aggression, and the cortisol levels, which is for your stress, will fall. And this will happen in 2 minutes. All you have to do is splay out your fingers, look up a little, and the testosterone levels go up and cortisol levels drop. Just in 2 minutes. If you've seen Superman movies or Avenger movies, DC movies, Marvel, all of them are standing like this. Hands on the waist, distance between the leg, chin up, chest out. This is high power pose. You look at yourself like this for 2 minutes in the mirror, the testosterone levels go up and the cortisol comes down. So that's how you look more confident. Also, do less of head nodding. If you do less of head nodding, you look more confident. With your movements, you become less, go slow in intensity. With territorial gestures, territorial taking more of space, people look more confident, right? So even when people want to attack people on the road, as in steal something from the other person, they look for people on the road who look more underconfident, and then they attack. But for people who are taking long strides when they're walking, a lot of hand swinging, they come across as confident people. They don't get attacked easily.
Yes, sir. Also, like reading people's body language, or we can say having an insight into their personal space, into their personal territory, as you were speaking about. Is there exist any ethical guidelines also regarding this to ensure these work?
Okay, first of all, this discipline in itself in India is in very early stages of it, because you'd hardly hear anybody in college or school talking about it. But you're studying psychology or criminology or forensic science or criminology, whatever that you're doing. But in the domain of human behavior, people are hardly talking about it. So over a period of time, I think when it becomes as a wide practice, then you'll have more of guidelines coming towards it. But a lot of people, whether it be in law enforcement or academics, counseling, judiciary, or they read a lot of other person's body language. Even you, when you're asking me question, you're trying to read me, and so am I, and we're doing that all the time. Our brain is wired for it, to read if the other person is giving you a message that you can go ahead and ask me a question or answer, or I should not ask, or you're constantly doing it. The brain is always doing it. So it is in its early stages, and the interest is just getting curated. So it will take a while before any regulation or anything of that kind happens.
Now, a quite we can say it's a personal question, or not personal to any specific person, but personal to this field of detecting body language. So,
Yeah.
experts sometimes try to selectively interpret the cues to fit to their preconceived notions. Like in theoretical terms, we could say if they are trying to remove the confirmation bias, or is it
Are you
actually,
talking?
or is it actually the thing that they are looking and interpreting?
Okay, are you talking about law enforcement people?
Uh, no, no.
No.
Actually, I want to ask about these professionals in the field of body language reading.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that is why I said that you should be curious but not judgmental. Because, okay, tell me, if I do this, what do you think it means?
Maybe you are thinking, or you are taking some time to reflect on your thoughts to think the proper answer.
Okay, good. So it could mean multiple things. I have cold, I got virus, I got COVID, I'm under the weather. But also there is a research by Chicago Taste and Treatment Research Center which says when somebody is stressed, then they get a Pinocchio's nose. The stress hormones starts getting secreted over here, and the blood pressure rise can be felt in your nose. You want to do something to the nose. So a lot of deceptive people and high in stress people, they are seen to be touching their noses. So doesn't always mean the other person is lying, but it means that touching the nose is definitely a good data point. What we're trying to do right now is to look at data points and not come as a conclusion. For people who are there in this field and trying to read body language, they're just looking for data points. It's an assistive tool, but not conclusive, because you need to ask questions to determine if this is for real or not. Somebody's getting stressed doesn't mean that they're lying. It could be because they've not slept, they had a fight with their family. It could be multiple reasons.
Sir, can I ask you a controversial question around that?
Yeah. Sure.
Sir, we have seen Salman Khan do that quite often. So do you think his whole experience is deceptive?
Oh, he is very deceptive on a lot of occasions. There was a video of him for a black buck shooting. See, Salman Khan does a lot of this. It could mean a lot of things. I'm not just talking of his nose, but it could mean a lot of things. But otherwise, if you ask him questions, he likes to answer it straight and he likes to project that image of confidence. But there's a video in wherein he denies that he's not shot black buck. His statement analysis and body language is very interesting. How he doesn't answer, how he's trying to, and he's so confident, but in that video he just goes quiet. He's not able to answer. Why? He is able to answer every other question, but when it comes to shooting, he's not able to answer. So that data point is very interesting, and for Salman Khan it could also be his baseline for multiple reasons, but yeah.
Okay, so now almost we are heading towards the summary of our session. I have one last question regarding some technology in the context of body language. So, turning to technology, what's your perspective on AI-driven policing for body language and crime prevention? Or even are they reliable or prone to bias?
Okay. See, I think AI will gradually take up a lot of roles, but it is very difficult to substitute a human. And I find it very interesting these days when you're trying to access a website, the AI wants to confirm you're a human, and that is AI. And AI will confirm that you're a human or not by answering a certain question. So I find it bizarre. That's number one. Number two is definitely there is a problem. They have a lot of facial recognition software. No, they try to recognize someone, and then they try to code someone that okay, this Dr. Paul Ekman came up with this theory of micro expressions. So let's say you're trying to map somebody's face on the airport and shows this person is angry. Okay, but that is not good enough to say that this person is angry because he's trying to do something, or is sweating because this person is about to do something. So the technology can always be worked upon. It has its pros and cons. But what a human can do with its own nuances, they're still not able to replicate the human brain completely, because it's too difficult to do that, to have neural networks. But I think technology, yes, can help you in making things better, but can't totally substitute a human's observation.
All right, sir. So now, moving from the theoretical aspect to a more practical part, we are having a video from an episode of KBC, and we would love if you can decode it for us. So meanwhile, I'm playing the video. Deshari, if you could please check there are any questions from participants or something, you can ask. Till then, I'm playing the video.
Yeah. There is one question which was
If you're here, see, you're surrounding the elders, the adults, or the kind of shows that the children watch. It has a big impact. I'll tell you, a few days ago, my daughter came up to me and told me, "What's up, bro?" And I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, what's up, bro?" I said, "No, I'm not your bro." She said, "Why? You can't be." So I said, "Okay, fine." After a while, I came back to her and I said, "Okay, I'm doing good, bro." She said, "You don't call me bro." I said, "But you just called me bro." She said, "I can do that because, like, I see you as my friend. You don't see me like that. You see me like a daughter only. Don't call me bro." So, you have to learn and whatever language that you use, they will quickly pick it up. But there is no filter. Yeah. Related to a family or friend circle, yes, you have to be so careful of the kind of influence that the kids will take, because they are like sponge, or they are like their mirror neurons are in full blown activity. They'll just pick up, they'll just become a reflection of you. They want to talk like you, they want to speak like you, and they want to mirror you, and they can't distinguish good or bad, which Albert Bandura also showed, with the Bobo dog experiment. So you have to be very careful with that. Yeah, Nandini, if you'd like to unmute and ask, please ask.
Sir, I have a question that we discussed about a lot of aspects about real life where we can apply, but with a lot of interaction happening online these days, is there something like a digital body language pattern or some non-verbal cues that we can still access on that platform because the toxicity across those platforms is increasing every day?
See, I'll tell you that for you to analyze, you need to see the other person. Even if it is a VC like this one, the only two people that I can maximum analyze is only Dishari and Nandini. These are the two people that I can analyze, and that too I have to ask questions for me to understand something. I can't really analyze. The other way to do it is having them to give statements. That's called forensic statement analysis, FSA. So whatever that the other person speaks, then you have to pay attention to what the other person is speaking. That's another way. Just in case if you don't have the video, then you hear what the other person is saying. Is there changing of pronouns, or is there not changing of pronouns, or shifting of blame, shifting of tenses from past tense to present tense? They start talking all of a sudden. So those are all good indicators, but then you have to be listening to it carefully. But without any video, it's very difficult. Then the only way to rely is on audio.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nandini, for your question. I think we should continue to the question of Raj Nandini. She just clarified what she wanted to say.
Okay. The family and friends, no? That we've spoken.
I think
Yeah,
that's
the family
addressed.
and
Sir,
yeah.
adding one aspect to that, sir, we in this cultural setup, we are inclined towards obedience in certain regions, and very strictly we are about to obey because they are parents or somebody is elder to us. Do you think that affects our non-verbal training in hiding our true feelings in a positive or a negative way?
Well, that's a very good question, Vishari. I've written in the chat, there's a theory of Hofstede's power distance index, PDI. So there was a research done and again published by Malcolm Gladwell, wherein they said that you and I, we are from India, and we have a high PDI, which means we'd like to keep distance from people who have power. So, for example, I'm a school student, and there's a principal. I can't say, let's say his name is Rajesh. So I'll say, sir, can you help me with it? You can't say, hey, Rajesh, can you help me with that? You can't. No, that's not America, wherein you go and call Trump, Trump, Trump. But you can do that in America. You can't do that in India. Because here the power distance index is high. You'd like to maintain high distance with people who are in authority. In America and in a lot of Western countries, it is low. You'd like to make it very personal. It is an individualistic society, not collectivist. And I'd like to mention a lot of earlier reasons for plane crash was that the pilot and the first line officer, if there was a clash in their PDIs, as in one was from high and the other one, let's say the first line officer who was right after pilot, he was from high power distance index, which means he liked to respect authority and does not want to question, and the pilot is low power distance index, then the first line officer was never able to tell pilot, there's a problem with your flying, there is ice on the wings, as a result of which they crashed and a lot of people died. And that has happened over a lot of years because of the cultural difference. So yes, that has a big role to play, Vishali.
Thank you for the insight, sir.
Most welcome.
Alright, so now I'm playing the video that I was talking about of an episode from KBC. So, Dishari, I'm just playing it. Just let me know if it is clearly visible and audible. Just a second.
Also, when I tell you to please pause, so please pause it so that I could explain.
Sure.
Oh, thank you.
Is it visible, Dishari?
It is visible.
Okay, I'm playing. Just let me know if it is audible also.
Okay, before you play, let me give everyone some background.
Sure, sir.
Okay, so this is a doctor couple, Amte, Prakash Amte and Dr. Mandagni Amte, and this is an old episode of Kaun Banega Crorepati. And in Kaun Banega Crorepati, they had called a friend to help them in case if they're not able to answer. I want you to focus on a hand which is wearing a bangle. Okay, that is their friend, and look at the answer he's giving and look at the answer that the audience is giving. Okay, let's play.
लेफ्ट ओवर फूड, 2 लाइफलाइन बाकी हैं.
Dishari, was it audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
लेफ्ट ओवर फूड, 2 लाइफलाइन बाकी हैं अभी. ए कूड़ा, बी खाने के डिब्बे, सी दूध या डी बचा हुआ खाना. सही उत्तर आपको देंगे 25 लाख. गलत हो गया कृपया करके गलत मत कीजिएगा, तो नीचे आ जाएंगे आप 320 पे. अच्छा, कभी भी आप लाइफलाइन इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. ऑडियंस पोल करना चाहिए. ओके जी, देखते हैं मुंबई की जनता को पता है कि नहीं. तो इस ऑडियंस पोल को पहले अंकित किया जाए कंप्यूटर जी. और जनता जनार्दन कृपया मदद कीजिए. वोटिंग मीटर हाथ में लीजिए. जून 2018 से इनमें से क्या इकट्ठा करने के लिए मुंबई में भारतीय रेल द्वारा रोजाना विशेष रेलगाड़ियां चलाई जा रही हैं. ए गार्बेज यानी कूड़ा, बी लंच बॉक्सेस खाने के डिब्बे, सी दूध मिल्क या डी बचा हुआ खाना लेफ्ट ओवर फूड. और आपका समय शुरू होता है अब.
Focus on the hand, this one. No, it's okay. Please play. I'll tell you when to pause it.
सबसे ज्यादा
Pause it, please.
है कूड़े को.
Should I stop?
Yeah, pause it. Thank you. So the man pressed B, lunch boxes, and the audience gave the answer as A, garbage. Okay, so the man doesn't know. This is for your own understanding. Now let's play, please.
बी, सी और डी को मिला है 18, 13 और 21 और 48%. मिल्क पे जाएंगे. लाइफलाइन. ऑलराइट, लाइफलाइन लेंगे और लाइफलाइन है जोड़ीदार. उमेश आइए, उमेश जोशी मदद कीजिए. आपका स्वागत.
Pause. I've always wondered कि when all celebrities come, all of them win 25 lakhs. Nobody gets below or above. I don't know why. But anyway, as this the guy comes down, the audience, what did you notice about him when he was called?
Maybe a little hesitant.
Okay, but he answered no. He gave lunchbox. Public gave garbage. So yeah, that is right. What about others? Dishari said hesitant. That's correct. Anybody else? So when he got up, he was adjusting his kurta. If you saw, the other thing that he did was he was looking behind. Why do you think he was looking behind or adjusting his kurta?
Nandini said it is nervousness.
Nervousness?
Conscious.
Yeah, adjusting his
Conscious?
kurta just maybe to become more confident for that coming situation, to look confident.
Okay. Okay, and looking behind? He has to go in front, nobody's calling him, but yet he's looking behind.
Taking some more time to go to that place. Face
Okay.
करने में दिक्कत थी.
हो सकता है. Okay, hesitant, stressed, and also checking for an exit. Why am I put in this place? Okay. You ask me, do you think this project can be done? Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah. Stress. We'll play further. Focus on the man, and I will keep asking, what is he doing? Thank you. Please play.
प्रणाम करता हूँ मैं जी, बस ऐसे ही मत किया कीजिए प्लीज। आप ये मित्र हैं आपके, ये क्या संबंध है आपका?
मुंबई के हैं।
जी। तो उमेश जी बताइए, जून 2018 से इनमें से क्या इकट्ठा करने के लिए मुंबई में भारतीय रेल द्वारा रोजाना विशेष रेलगाड़ियां चलाई जा रही हैं?
Pause.
कूड़ा यानी गार्बेज।
There is a lot of lag in the video, but still, did you notice anything? He reads the question again.
He touched his nose. His hands were
Okay.
in hand crossed.
Yeah. So, thank you, Dishari and Nandini. Do you think you feel the pressure because your camera is on, so you have to answer, so you are more observant, and the others are not on the camera, so they don't feel the pressure? Do you think that can be also a reason?
Yes, true, it is a reason.
Okay, thank you. Okay, there should be a research done on this also. So, as both of you mentioned, that when he's standing, his hands are there in the front in the beginning. That is when people feel attacked or vulnerable, or they're giving respect to authority. A lot of school students, college students stand like that when they get a picture clicked. That's called a fig leaf gesture. But as soon as Amitabh Bachchan reads the question, he does a swallow. I don't know if you noticed the swallow. He swallows. You can play that part again. When you swallow, the throat becomes dry, and there is a high stress. Throat becomes dry, swallow, and then he does a nose touch. We were talking about nose touch a while ago. High stress, catecholamines have started secreting in his nose. If you already know the answer, why are you stressed? Right? If you know water is H2O, or you know what is the capital of Punjab or Haryana or Delhi, you should not be stressed. He is stressed. That you just seeing stress signals. You'd like to know why. Why am I seeing that? Okay, play. थोड़ा सा पीछे ले जाके दिशारी. Could you play that? Also, his smile disappears.
रोजाना विशेष रेलगाड़ियां चलाई जा रही हैं। ए, कूड़ा यानी गार्बेज। बी, लंच बॉक्सेस, खाने के डिब्बे, दूध या बचा हुआ खाना।
Pause.
ये ज्यादा
When he answered the question, the couple could not hear him. Why? Anybody?
Maybe he himself knew he is not correct, so he spoke very in a very lower voice.
Excellent, Nandini. So this is called fading facts. When you're not confident, and even if you have a child at home and you say, homework kiya hai? The volume just disappears. But are you going out to play? Yeah, I'm going out to play. Have you done your homework? Yeah. I'm telling you from my own observations also. The volume just drops. It's called fading facts because is not confident, and both of them are sitting right there and they're asking, kya? Play please.
मिला है गार्बेज। क्या लगता है आपको?
ये गार्बेज।
उसके साथ जाना चाहेंगे?
जी ठीक है, गार्बेज।
ताला लगा दिया जाए? कबीर महाशय, एक गार्बेज कूड़ा।
क्या लगता है आपको? I have a feeling कि अमिताभ बच्चन knew what button he pressed. Okay. क्या अभी he'll start interrogating this guy also. तो क्या ताला लगा दिया जाए? He said, जी सर. Lips disappear when the stress is near. His lips disappear. Okay, and पहले कहता जी. जी sir, the volume is dropping. There is fading facts that you can see. Play please.
ताला लगाया जाए, देखें ये सही उत्तर है कि नहीं। उमेश जी ने भी कहा है। ओ, कैसे आपको पता था कि ये गार्बेज होना चाहिए उमेश? कहीं पढ़ा है, देखा है? पढ़ने में भी आया है।
Pause. Now he's getting very specific. अमिताभ बच्चन, आपको कैसे पता? यही है. And अमिताभ बच्चन is offering a leading question. He's saying कि तुम यही आंसर दे दो, मैंने कहीं पढ़ा है. Because he knows कि इनका आंसर शायद क्या है. So this guy says, हाँ कहीं पढ़ने में भी आया है और कहीं देखा भी है. तो immediately he goes for his nose. There's a facial touch that he does, and then he'll say शायद यही है. Play please.
गार्बेज भी
आप और मुंबई की ऑडियंस कह रहे हैं कूड़ा, और मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि आप और मुंबई की ऑडियंस दोनों किस दोनों
Lip compression.
लाख रुपए जितवाने।
Pause. बोला कि आपने 25 लाख रुपए जिता दिए. So he does this. He can't believe. Okay. Then he does this. Thank God मुझे जाने दो. फिर he does this बाल बाल बचे, and then he leaves. So if you see, when I saw this for the first time on TV, I was so excited. I saw so many things. I said, I wish I could record this. Then I started searching for this clip on YouTube. I really wanted to find this man again. Like this, there are so many things that you can see on TV also, reality show also, in person, everywhere. So it is, if you keep your eyes and ears open and you get trained, there's so much that you start seeing that was always there in front of you.
Thank you so much, sir. This was actually so engaging. Even the audience were not replying, but I was enjoying this so much. And when we answered the question at last, Amitabh Bachchan was just about to clear whether it is right or wrong. I hope Dishari was equally stressed as much as I was, whether he's going to be right or wrong. All right. So as we are approaching to the conclusion of our enlightening session, it's time to shift gears and inject some rapid energy into the room. So, sir, are you ready to have some quick fire rounds of questions?
Yeah, I'm fired up since the time we started. So yeah, you can start the rapid fire round.
All right. So, Dishari, please take the lead.
So think of this as a very fun sprint to the finish, and you have to be very short, sharp, and revealing. So shall I shoot?
Yeah, please do.
One subtle body language cue that often indicates deception.
Nose touch. Nose touch. A lot of times.
Okay. So the first body language cue you notice when someone might be lying.
Might be lying. I notice a lot of eyes. But the first one is feet.
Please.
Feet.
Okay. The most common body part people touch when they are nervous.
Face for boys, neck for women.
Okay. One gesture that makes you suspicious.
Everything makes me suspicious. I am not an easy person.
Okay.
Yeah.
One gesture that makes you trust someone.
I don't trust myself. What do I say? It's a hard one, no? I could have OCD. So I don't trust myself. So it's very hard. But yeah, trust someone is, I take time. I don't trust. I take time. I don't trust. That's the answer.
So that's all. Thank you.
That's it? Oh, okay. I thought, yeah. Nandini, you're on mute.
I'm so sorry. That was just a rapid fire question. So we thought of to keep it short.
Okay.
Well,
Sure.
still, the short questions were both insightful and entertaining. So thank you, sir, for your candid responses.
Okay. Most welcome. Thank you. I'd encourage everyone, if you'd like to know more, You can follow my page. I'm on Instagram, Body Language with Gaurav Gill. I'll write it in the chat. There's another Gaurav Gill, but he's a car racer and he's already killed 3-4 people. Don't follow. I am different Gaurav Gill. Okay, so it's a body language thing. See, you touched your nose, Dishari, but that doesn't mean you're lying. You just got a little stressed with what I say. See, your eyebrows went up. That's just surprise. So there's so much that you see in real time. You can't do really much. So that's for my Instagram, and for my LinkedIn is just Gaurav Gill. You write body language, you find me there. Reach out and you can ask me. And I must congratulate the team of PsyConnect for formulating these questions, for making it so engaging, coming up with so many ideas, and working on it for a very long time. I think it was a brilliant initiative, effort, and for all the participants who've been patient and kind enough to stay till the end. And despite the lag, despite my not so non-crisp answers, you were able to stay till the end. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so as we draw this enlightening session to a close, we really want to express our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Gaurav Gill sir for sharing his profound insights into the intricate world of body language.
Thank you and most welcome. And I'm delighted, humbled, and honored. And I wish my daughter was here. She always loves to be a part of my classes. She's not here, but probably one day we'll have another session.
For sure, sir. With her.
Yeah, with her? Yeah. Okay. I'll end it on this note since you mentioned her. So I taught her what contempt means. Contempt, somebody does this to you. This to you. So this is buccinator muscle of the face. So I told her, somebody does this to you, they are not happy with you. They think they're smarter and you're not. So she learned it from me. She went back. After 2 or 3 days, she came back to me and she told me, are you not happy with us? I said, why do you say that? She said, are you not happy with me and mommy? I said, no, that's not the thing. She said, no, but I observed you for 2 days. And I said, what did you see? She said, you're doing this. I said, oh goodness, you don't have to notice me. Don't apply it to family. And listen, I am wearing contact lenses. So my contact lenses were giving me a problem. So that's why I was doing this. I wasn't doing anything at you. She said, I thought you were showing contempt at us. So just to tell you, the context of the situation is very important. But my daughter waited for 2 days to come back and tell her observation about me. So to end it on that.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Also to our cherished listeners, thank you for accompanying us on this journey. And we will just look forward to have all of you again until the next time we meet. So keep decoding the silent stories people tell you. Till then, goodbye. See you soon. Thank you so much, sir.
Most welcome. Thank you.